Hi friends, this is Susie, your gaming guru, here to help you solve the puzzle of level 3677 in Candy Crush Saga. It's a tricky little one where we have 15 moves to collect 4 ingredients. The ingredients are on the board and they're on conveyor belt set to come up here, but the problem is we need to move them over one way or the other to the columns that aren't filled with conveyor belt. It's tricky because unless we want to use up a whole bunch of switch hands, it's tough to get things moved over. But I've got a few different things I can show you about this, including some pitfalls that you want to avoid. In the beginning, the first thing we need to do is just try to clear out these toffee swirls as best we can. Make some clearance here. Once we get these up to this area, we have to make sure, we have to see if we can move them over to the left or to the right. This can't go to the left or to the right. None of them can, and probably none of them will be able to because they're all lined up and they've got toffee swirls on top of them and mostly toffee swirls below them. The only one that would have possibly worked is if I had had 2 purple here, I could have moved that over. So we don't really expect to have that kind of luck in the very beginning, but that's the kind of thing we watch out for. The next thing I want to do while still trying to take out as many of these toffee swirls is I want to offset some of these because I don't want these showing up every other. I want some space in between. And again, I'm going to keep looking for ways to move these off the track. Still none yet. I've got to get things under them that can, of course, I've built that back up into an area. Oh, shoot, I didn't get to show you in time. I want to make things under them that can combine. Now, sometimes when we get them up here, because these are blockers and nothing can come through this column, if we get an ingredient up here and then we make a void right here, usually this will slide out. Now, there are a couple of caveats here. First of all, the board likes to flow from the left to the right. So if it's here and I make a hole in this column, it's probably not going to slide off that way. It may, especially because that's the end, but even more dramatically, like if this comes up here, I want to make the void here, not here, because this will populate this area. And then the other thing is, if we end up taking out anything in this column instead of sliding over, it'll just slide back down. So usually this is a pretty good idea. However, then we've got the problem of it not being where we can easily collect it. Now I've got a situation where I don't really have any choice on the board. This is the only move I have that I can make. Can I make a void over here? No. If I do this, I clear out some things, but I clear out this section as well. So this is just going to drop straight down at this point in time. Can I move this over? Can I move this over? Can I drop this down or can I move this over? None of those things are available to me right now. Really frustrating here. Now let's talk about these licorice locks. We've already seen that these can be beneficial to keep them locked. Also notice that we've got the licorice swirls here. If we uncap these, we've got a problem because then we've got to deal with licorice on the board, something I don't want to have to deal with. So I'm going to try to keep those capped off. Let's see. I'd like to collect at least one to show that I know how to do this before the level ends. There we go. So those are the types of things that we are dealing with. Here's the situation though. The more we play this particular level, the more things will start to make sense. The better you'll be able to see some of these opportunities and some of these problems develop on the board. What I'm going to do now, since I've explained the strategy, is I'm going to pause the recording. I'm going to come back with a new board, but with no microphone until there's something new and important to say. Be right back. So this looks pretty good to me. I think I've got this all worked out, but I have to play it a bit wisely. I've got these two, and I could make something big and bold, but I think instead what I would like to do is move the green over here and just drop this into position because it has the longest path to travel. And then this blue is coming up this way, and this blue is here. I think I'm still going to be able to bring that down. If things go a little askew, well, they went a little askew, but still able to get it done. So that's how I beat this level. It took a while for everything to come together, though. That time it took me 3 tries. That was my 3rd try for this session of recording. But I had played it about 15 times the last time I was recording on a different file and hadn't been able to get it. But like I said, every time I played, I learned a bit more. And so I felt like it was a good investment of my time to figure out all those little nuances on this board. If this was helpful, I'd ask that you consider liking and subscribing. If you have any questions or comments, please put those below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.